Sorry, I was a bit late. I got home from work late.
How dare you have a meaningful job?
I wouldn't call it
How
meaningful.
dare you have a life outside of us?
How dare you pretend to be John Cena?
hmm
No, you
I'm
just
Sue
Storm.
Storm.
Storm. Neil,
Sue Storm.
God
get
damn
the-
it, Neil. This is the Fantastic Four. This is a peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper. Oh, big fan of Peacekeeper, are you, David?
I don't know. Is it peacekeeper? Is that what it's called?
It's
Peacemaker.
definitely not. Yeah.
I
What was
also
it?
made an effort,
Peacemaker.
even though you can't say because I'm dressed 1950.
Ah, yes, looks nice.
But you can only
Very
see
nice.
the top anyway.
hmm
And I've just gone for Galactus style big head.
There we go.
Yeah, that
Nice.
works.
So is this just going to be how David is going to do the podcast?
This, this is the whole thing, guys. Yep.
To be honest, I actually prefer it.
Hi, and welcome to the We Needed Roads podcast. And sing it with me, people. We needed roads. Okay, absolutely no one did that at all, did
We
they?
needed to build into it.
Oh,
We are
I always intended to leave you hanging on that one.
Figured.
I fully intended to join in.
I
Let's do it again.
We will try that at the end of the episode and see how it goes. But if you're not all going to be utter massive bastards, so we'll work on that. I'm your host Neil, and I'm joined by my fantastic co-hosts, David, Marie, Jose, and Evelyn has jumped into the pod.
She's
See, this
joining
is
us.
how a real
Yep.
baby should look like.
Jose, am I frozen? Yes, you are, Jose. We wondered why you didn't sing. I'm your host, Neil, and I am joined today by my fantastic co-host, David, Marie, and Jose. And team, my first question is, who would we be in this film? I mean, if we're going on aesthetics, it's fairly easy, right? I'm going to be Ben Grimm. I'm going to be the Thing.
Oh, don't do that to yourself, Neil.
Come, and the rage issues, that he sometimes has.
You do have rage issues. Oh, yeah.
However, I mean, he does cook all the time, so like it does.
I do
work.
a fair bit of. I do the occasional bit of cooking. Yes.
Yeah.
You do like to send your barbecue photos over.
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Jose, don't try and pass it off. We clearly know you're the most stylish out of the men on the podcast, and therefore you are the Human Torch. You are our Johnny Storm. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because normally you would be like, okay, if we stick to traditional gender roles, Marie would be Sue and David would be Reed. But, David, you're Sue. Because you're the only person on the podcast who has a child.
I'm okay with. I mean, Reed Richards has a child as well. Just saying.
I'm happy being the absentee father. That's kind of in my future.
Well, Marie, I was going to say you're Mr. Fantastic, but for this episode, you're the Silver Surfer. Because you're going to herald destruction and death in your wake. Probably on this film.
And to be honest, that's what I do in my life with sustainability. Like, people buy something and I'm like, do you know that impact on the planet? Actually, that fits really well. I'm embracing that title.
You could travel world to world, threatening people that Galactus will eat your world unless you start recycling better. Job done.
You bought Sheen. You deserve destruction. That's how I'm going to choose.
Right, so before we dive into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck from Fantastic Four First Steps, our initial thoughts. I'll just go to someone who isn't eating or drinking. David.
I thought the film was perfectly fine. It was a perfectly fine, adequate Marvel film. But if you want to go at it from like where Marvel was at, it was a good Marvel film.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was perfectly fine. I didn't have really strong feelings either way on this film. I did go into it. I did get a little bit bored. But I suppose we'll get into that a little bit in the when we get into it further.
Jose.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a fun film. And again, I think David did a great job at saying that compared to the previous Marvel films, this is actually a really good step in the right direction.
What, you
And,
mean
and
like the Thunderbolts, the most recent Marvel film, which was great?
yes, but I think that one even didn't get a lot of attention according to the box office. Even before the Thunderbolts, we all know Marvel's been doing not a great job. So this is really great to see Marvel still doing good character development. Yes. Um, and yeah, I think it's a really fun film, and I'm really happy with it.
Marie. Sorry. Shalabal.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I did not hate it, but I did not love it either. I walked away from it a bit disappointed, and I thought it was a lot like style over substance. I think if this came out at the start of the year before Thunderbolts, I think I would have liked it more. But because Thunderbolts set the bar so high for me, and it just got me excited for Marvel again, this just, yeah, just it was meh. Like it was okay. It just, yeah, I expected more.
I really enjoyed it. I was absolutely in for it from like I don't like some of the criticisms we talked about off camera before we started recording. I just completely disagree with you guys. I thought I was entertained throughout. I thought it all worked well. I think I rated this the same as Superman, which I'll reveal later. Or unless you can remember what I rated Superman on our previous episode. Now, let's get on with the good, the bad, and the what the fuck from Fantastic Four First Steps. And the good. So, Jose, I'm going to throw to you first. One of the things you liked about Fantastic Four, go.
Mole Man.
Yes, Mo Man.
Paul Walter Hauser is a great character actor, and again, he plays a wonderful mole man. And for those of you who are paying attention, this is kind of like almost a throwback to The Incredibles, which is a throwback to Fantastic Four. So a full circle moment for all these characters. So I think that was a nice addition. And he wasn't just a cameo, which I was expecting in the beginning. I was like, oh, cool. You see him for a little bit. That's nice. And then he comes back towards the end of the movie to be integral. So I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, tying into what you just said there, I really liked how the prologue of the film, again, we had this with Superman recently. We've seen so many origin films of these heroes over the years that we don't need to waste half a film setting them up again. And I love how, like, you had the talk show, kind of, but the talk show intro is kind of, even though it's at the end of the film, it's setting up. These are the Fantastic Four. They've been around this long. These are the battles they've had. And some of the villains they fought looked utterly shit, but in the best possible way. He was fighting a gorilla on a tower, man. A monkey on a tower. Like, it wasn't even that big a monkey, just like a regular monkey. And he
Have
punched
you
it
tried
into
to
the
fight a
sea.
monkey before? It's not easy.
No, I imagine it's not. But if
We're
I've
not
got
going to start
superpowers,
the "Will you survive the battle with a gorilla" debate here, right? That's
We are not.
Because you
I
would
don't
not.
even think Reed
Okay.
Richards would, to be fair. Like 500 gorillas? No.
But
No,
I think
500 mannequins, monkey.
I think it's also a throwback to characters they've actually fought in the comics in the early
Yeah.
years. So and they're not just random. I have to look into it though.
Oh no, it definitely is. They're all like classic villains from like the early days of the comic book, man. And I just thought it was fun. I was like, oh great, you don't have. We already know who these characters are. We didn't have to have them going off into space and getting I'm getting radiation. Ben going through his usual, I'm ugly now. It was just no, we've been through all that stuff. Let's carry on with the story. Let's tell the story we want to tell.
He was kind of like that. Oh, I'm ugly now. He did get a bit
Tiny
depressed
bit.
about it.
Yeah, but not as much as past Ben's.
Yeah, not as much as.
And he was socially acceptable to be a big rock monster. Everyone loved
Yeah.
him.
And then he went for Jose's look towards the end of the film.
Oh, the beard.
With the beard.
Okay.
Beard, man.
The rock beard. He was rocking that beard.
Now, one thing everyone liked, and all of us liked this, which was the aesthetic of the film. It's this weird kind of retro-futuristic, alternate universe 60s look. Marie and David, this is one of the things you liked. Tell me about it.
I always love a bit of creative set dressing. I really did appreciate it. And the 50s and like 60s, like space age is like my favorite when it comes to like fashion history. So I actually know a lot about that time period. So I did really like it. And then like just the admiration of like what goes into building these sets. I really did appreciate that effort. So yeah, this movie did look visually stunning.
Yeah, I like the technology swing on it all. It was as if someone from our time period of the 60s was like, what do you think the future's going to look like? And it was kept the exact same aesthetic, but then changed it to just like have flying cars. Or they wouldn't have thought of like flat screen TVs. So they had everything else that like, with 1080p wouldn't have been a thing. So everything's like they've got that grain effect to the broadcasting and stuff like that. So I quite liked it. I liked the technology swing. It was nice.
It gave me Fallout vibes a little bit, the old school
Mhm.
TVs and that, the way they were kind of doing it. And I liked that it swerved us from the trailer and from the ending of the Thunderbolts. Because if you look at that trailer, it makes you think, oh, Galactus is going to absolutely kick the shits and destroy the planet. And, well, sadly, he doesn't really, which, could have done with a bit more of that. But that's
Sadly,
later.
he doesn't.
Sadly, he didn't.
I mean, that'll come up in my bads. The guy goes for a walk.
He'll walk down
like-
Central Park.
He smells the flowers even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know one thing you really liked, Jose, was Johnny, played by I forgot his name,
Joseph Quinn.
Eddie Munson.
As the characters go, Johnny was given a lot more than I believe he has been given in the previous ones, except for Fan Four Stick. I didn't really watch that movie, so I don't know. Because I know what's his name, Michael B. Jordan. I know Michael B. Jordan usually is pretty good about picking smart characters.
He
so I don't
was
know how they-
Johnny?
He was
Michael B.
Johnny.
Jordan.
I
in
erased
Fan
that
Four Stick.
movie out of my memory. Like I generally forgot that that exists.
That is honestly is one of the worst films I've ever seen
Mhm.
Never seen
in
it.
a cinema.
As much as we love the original two Fantastic Four movies, they played Johnny as a playboy, but nothing more. And in this one, yes, he's a playboy. He likes his Silver Surfer, the sexy alien, and he actually uses that as an initiative to help the group by learning the language of the alien. So, and he was also willing to sacrifice himself at the end, even though we knew that it wouldn't happen. Even though
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God, is he going to try? That was great. That was a great moment.
I was watching it going, but he doesn't want you, Johnny. He wants the baby. So it's
Yeah.
kind of
He
pointless
was,
anyway.
he was mostly going to try to push him,
But I think like you say, his subplot with the surfer that worked really well because everyone remember when all the man babies in the basement was like, but the Silver Surfer's a dude, and it was like, a Silver Surfer's a dude. There's also a Silver Surfer who's a woman, and that's the one they're going with in this one. So
Yeah.
get out of your basements. And what was really clever is by gender switching to the Shadow Bell character, it then enabled her and Johnny to have that kind of
Yeah.
brief flirtation, as it were. I mean, it was just
Because
I
men
did
can't
like
flirt with each other?
no, well, not in
Oh,
Oh.
I don't think that would be the Fantastic Four film they would be trying to make, though, Marie. After what happened in the other ones,
I would have liked it much more if they made it gay. You all know that.
Yes,
I think Johnny's initiative would have been less aggressive then. But I do like Julia Gardner and her little bit of backstory. They had that moment where they showed her with
they
her
gave her a
daughter.
scene. Yeah,
That was really good. It was more than I was expecting. I didn't think they'd go back to that much at all. I thought the extent would be just seeing or hearing all the voices and then, reacting.
a little confusing how we managed to piece all of that together from a few
Records.
recordings. Yeah, but you know what? Just go. That was a moment where I was like, I'll just go with it. That was a just go with it moment.
Yeah.
Well, they did mention in the beginning they had been receiving many, many recordings, so he just never emphasized how many exactly.
No, he
It's
does.
about 7.
No,
It's like
Oh, does
7,
he?
isn't it?
no, he says
Oh,
36. They repeat that like multiple times.
Oh,
Okay, so I completely forgot. But 36 is a lot to go off of, maybe.
not as much as 37, and no one else is going to get that joke.
Yeah,
Clerks, it's a Clerks joke, and I'm not explaining it.
No, it's the fact that like he pieced that together with one sentence. That was it.
he's really smart. I don't know.
Just go with it.
It's-
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
I still, it's not enough for me as well. But and because we're still in the good section, I can say that I did actually really like the effects around her. Like the
Oh,
fact that you could see the characters reflected in her.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
that was
like
so
really
good.
cool. That was like a really cool
Mhm.
effect.
And her eyeballs, like you could see emotion in her eyes.
I mean, Marvel cops a lot of shit for like shoddy and half-finished CGI. I don't think there's any in this. I think they've got the look of
yeah.
it down. They spent their time on this. It just looked amazing. I think that's the best on-screen Silver Surfer we've seen. Like you say, that chase scene through the wormhole when she's trying to catch him was
That was
just
so good.
It was
epic.
cool. That scene was cool, but the speed
But-
that she could go at
Mhm.
was very varied depending on whatever the ship speed was going. She could
Yeah,
go
not
light
physics.
speed, but then also decide to not to. She could, and then whatever she needed speed to go to, where she could just not catch them, was the speed she went.
Yeah.
Which didn't, again, But again, just go with it. It's fine. Just go with it. It's fine.
But yeah, wasn't it because they were getting closer to the black hole, and therefore
Well,
that's what
before
was
they'd
starting
even
to...
got to the
Before
black
when they
holes,
were
what's-
home.
what's-
Yeah, I
what-
see it.
How
He was
fast do you want
shooting.
to go?
I did appreciate the trick with the black hole because I want to say I know a lot about black holes. No, they were an integral plot point in Stargate SG-1. But like the whole like that time warps when you're closer to the center of the black hole, that was like a very clever way to get like away from her.
And obviously Christopher Nolan did it in Interstellar as well.
I did not see that.
You haven't seen Interstellar? We got to sit down and watch these movies. Seriously.
Cineworld in England are literally doing a Christopher Nolan season next month. They're like rescreening all his films. Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
That sounds great, other than the fact that I live in Portugal.
Buy that. I want to talk about the music as well. I thought Michael Giacchino's score. Now, I didn't want to spoil myself because usually, if you're listening to an album, a film soundtrack album, there are like so many plot points of what has happened as like even when it's a score soundtrack. So it's like I'm not going to listen. I'm just going to listen to that first track, the one that was like in the trailer. I must have looped it the whole drive down and back. I just love how it goes to so many different places. Like within a score, it starts off like you think it's going to be big on orchestral.
Were you
when
just
it
listening
gets
to him
there.
go, fantastic Four!
I'll be honest. I like it, but there were moments where I didn't like it. It was almost
Shut
like
your
weird.
face, Jose. There are more themes. There should be more superhero themes where they just sing the name of the group in the film. It's brilliant. I loved it.
I just realized there's some somber moments where I hear the music and it's like all I hear is like Fantastic Four, and I'm like, that just took me out of it. That was just like it's supposed to be a nice moment, and you're Fantastic Four, and I'm like, no.
I repeat what I said about Superman. The music was more epic than the movie.
Although I want to
The
see some
music
memes.
was pretty epic in this, though. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I don't know how it would work for others. Like, the Avengers!
Doctor Doom.
Now that'd be in a minor key, day, Jose. It'd be like an inverted seventh or something, a diminished sixth.
All right, we get it. You know music.
I might have made those last two up, to be honest. Now,
And
this
we
is,
can fact check this.
if only Ben was here.
Oh.
This is one of the second major comic books in a row where there was next to no civilian casualties after Superman. Remember in Superman when the big thing opens up and they evacuate most of the towers? They evacuate it. There's literally even a bit how he flies in, he looks in the building and goes, hey, you guys okay? They're like, yeah, right, get out of here.
I don't know. Those
Yes,
people...
they shoot. Spoiler for Superman. Yes, he shoots the guy, but he has to shoot the guy to be bad. But like, he was a character. He wasn't a rando. Malik Ali was a character. Jose.
Yeah, but
don't you
that
forget his
first
name.
rift
I think-
in Superman.
I think like what you're trying to say, it's again where they make conscious effort to not have civilian casualties.
Exactly.
Like unlike
See,
where they're like
that I'll
barreling
accept.
into buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
accept that.
That's what I was going for. And I think everyone after the initial was quite understanding about not wanting to sacrifice a child to a massive headed
Great
planet
speech,
eater.
by the way, by Vanessa Kirby. Sue
What was the
Storm.
line? It was the line is I won't sacrifice my baby for this planet, but also I won't sacrifice the planet for my baby. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's a great way to spin things.
I mean, it's exactly the same sentence backwards. People were just dumb there. Let's be honest. She said the same thing back to front. It was like, oh,
No.
everyone suddenly went, oh, yeah. Okay.
But it means she still cares about the planet equally. You know, they'll figure something out. That's the whole goal.
It was
I
kind
know.
of, everyone was kind of just like, oh, yeah, you know what, she's got a point. Yeah, there was a baby. Yeah, we'll be okay.
Angry mob dispersed immediately.
That's how you. So, David, you know, if there's ever an angry mob around, just hold up the baby. Job done. Oh, we're not going to be angry. Look.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought Vanessa Kirby did do a good job. I thought she really kicked ass as Sue. She literally pushes back Galactus by herself.
Yes.
And as Marie vomited in the group chat, no, what did she put in the group chat? I believe it was a cat coughing up a furball. When I said a mother's love saves the day in this film.
I hear no denial of anything.
No, I actually did. I'm not the most maternal person. Let's just put it there. And I get it. I've seen it like done better. And yeah, I don't know. It worked, but I'm not the person to get swayed by that. I'm just like, eh.
And then Cosmic Super Baby brings her back to life. Who wasn't just sitting there going, you go, Cosmic Super Baby.
No,
I'll be
it was
honest.
very predictable. But
Baby
also, can I
powers.
just say,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because I don't have children or ever intend to expel anything from my what, but she's lying there.
No, I know where you're going with this. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Expelloramus.
Like, oh, my mom just died. Let me just be settled
Exactly,
on her
let's
chest.
put her on her dead corpse, and it's just I don't know. I just was horrified by that. It's just the way he like places her on him, and it's just like that's kind of a horrific memory.
I was choking up a bit at that point. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, I'm not
I
the
knew where it was
parent.
going. I was still sad, and I was literally very emotional over that. But I'm like, why are you putting the baby on the chest? That
Yeah.
it would have
How
been
else
crazy
is he going to bring her back to
they
life?
could have
It's a
hugged each
baby.
other, and the baby would have been touching the mom, and I'm like, that would
No,
have
because
made
that would
it
have been
more
too much like E.T.
But not even just the bringing back life, life part. It's just like his thought, like dead body. Oh, let's have this baby crawl all over it. Like that's
Because
what's a
she
bit
wanted
morbid.
her, but the baby, he wanted
was
his
crying. It's like,
mum.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
wanted his mum. You
David
gotta.
has a
Oh,
baby. He
But
wins
like
this
babies
argument.
are attractive, like are soothed by their mother's heartbeat. So the fact that he couldn't hear a heartbeat, that is like if it was a normal baby,
might
that would
have
have
been able
been
to hear one.
traumatic.
That's the thing. It's
I
not a
think
normal
he
baby.
was a little too old for the heartbeat thing at
He
this
was
point.
just born. He was like 4 days old.
Well,
No, a
no,
month.
he was
It was a month
months
in
old,
space.
surely. If that was a 4-day-old baby, that ain't a baby.
No, remember they spent
That
over a
baby
month
would
and
not be able
coming
to
back
be
to
like-
They
Earth.
jump forward. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
right. They spent like a month being in space, but still for 1 month old, that's still like I think that's.
I mean,
still
it's a
normal,
Again,
movie.
is it?
super
He-
baby, super
he-
cosmic
He
baby.
brought her back to life. He knew what he was doing. He's like, let me add her.
I choked up at that scene. I got quite emotional. Being a dad, and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
even though I knew she was going to
I'm
come
a
back to
crier.
life, I was like, this is very emotional.
I was surprised they actually killed her. I was like, okay, no one's dying
Yeah.
in this film. I was like, oh wait, well, super baby's definitely going to bring her back. But hey, fair play.
I mean, they needed to show he had powers.
I would have respected them more if they actually killed her. Like I want consequences.
As you said in the last one, I want darkness.
Darkest
pain.
pain.
No
No,
parents.
parents.
Well, they can't fridge the mom, it's like,
I don't know.
One other thing I loved Herbie. Well, just my favourite bit is Herbie facing off Galactus. I mean, a tiny little robot's like turns around and literally stands in front of the Grimm. I was like, yes, you go, Herbie.
yeah, it was fun. And actually, there were words there. People are like deciphering what he was saying. It's just really hard to hear because he's like,
So what you're saying is we need subtitles on when we watch the film.
yeah, exactly.
Or we might just say Herbie speaks in robot. And you're like, oh.
Maybe.
Now, one other thing I like, and I think you agree with me, listen, Jose, I really enjoyed the cast. I thought the casting, despite everyone beforehand going, no, I want John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I liked the casting. I think it worked.
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn, I thought absolutely knocked out of the park as Johnny. Like you said, we're so used to him being super cocky, womanizing, and all that kind of stuff, and being a bit of a knob. And he wasn't. He was. There was a really nice little bit of banter between him and Reed, but there wasn't anything over that. He was actually portrayed as a good guy, and I just liked it. And like you said, like you mentioned earlier, Jose, he's also shown as being just as smart as the rest of them in this one, which was good. Yeah. Vanessa Kirby, like I say, first time doing a superhero movie. Again, I thought she did really well. The most traumatic birth scene you will ever see, which I think are we going to mention that later, Marie?
You've not seen a lot of films if you think that's the most traumatic birth scene.
Yeah, I can think of another film.
Not the kind of films you watch, David.
Yeah. But I'd like to add that Pedro Pascal, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I heard a report where he decided to play Mr. Fantastic as a bit of an autistic character because it's more analytical and it doesn't know how to read people. I don't know if, Maria, I can see your reactions not agreeing. And to be honest, I'm not sure if that's accurate or if people are assuming he chose that. So I forgot to double check.
I think it's subtly there.
Yeah.
I've read a review with an autistic film critic that I follow, and she absolutely was like, no, he's absolutely part of his performance are exactly what it's like. So I think it's definitely there and definitely intended.
It does, though, fall into the dangerous tropes that all autistic people are geniuses, like the savant trope of like the good doctor and stuff like that. So I wouldn't actually I don't know, it's just, just because you're a genius, you're also neurodivergent. I personally don't like that narrative. like as someone who's also neurodivergent, because I'm very stupid. So why didn't I get those genes?
I laughed way too much then. Sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay. You've known me for a year. You know the shit that I get up to.
I mean, I laugh because I disagree. I think you're very intelligent. So
Cheers.
this whole group has their intelligence. Yeah, we're not here for a reason.
Speaking of rock monsters, no, Ben Grimm. I
Ben
thought
Grimm.
he was a little bit underserved, but again, I suppose because we missed his. Usually, the actor, whoever plays him, is like, oh, well, I need to get half a film to show my face before I am a CGI rock man. And poor Ebon Moss-Bachrach from The Bear, he's like, yep, I get that one flashback scene, don't I? Cool, okay, I'll still do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's movies and characters where they're always in a costume or something. So
Well, you're telling me Pedro Pascal isn't in the suit every time in The Mandalorian, Jose? Is that what you're trying to say?
how many times have we seen his face? Twice.
But I feel what made it work was that they pulled away from the overt stereotypes of the characters to make a more cohesive group, is what I liked.
They had a good chemistry. Like, I know Human Torch has always been torturing him, but it almost looked like it wasn't necessarily mean-spirited like in some previous iterations.
It didn't come
It
across
was more
that way.
just like, it was definitely more brotherly, and I liked how they incorporated that into saying that, oh, we're gonna be the best uncles ever, when he finds out that Sue's
Jose?
pregnant.
What time is it?
It's clobbering time. I like that setup.
You're not
too.
supposed to say it the first time. You're supposed to be, no, that's just in the cartoons. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. And then you say it. Timing, pacing.
It's clobbering time. I did that on purpose. Timing.
Moving from the good, I feel that's a perfect segue to move from the good of the film to the bad, because that's what that was. And we're better to start than when we just finished with the cast chemistry. Marie, David, why are you so wrong?
You go, Marie. You go.
To quote David from the last episode, I couldn't disagree with you guys more.
Let's be honest, it was me. It was me.
For me, it just did not work. Honestly, I think the Fast and Furious have a better family dynamic than these guys. It's just like I don't think they gelled. I do think Joseph Quinn was carrying the cast the majority, but also the way that they were reacting to him, like it's just, I don't know, it just didn't really I think he was always ignored. Like even like every funny line he had, it was just like either mumbled or swept aside, and there was no actually reaction to him. And that's like as someone who has an older brother, like you kind of like react or like do like a subtle jab to someone's ribs or something like that. Like that kind of family dynamic was missing. I just didn't think it worked. I completely disagree with you guys about Vanessa Kirby. I honestly don't understand what she was doing in this movie. Nothing about her performance worked for me and I am a huge fan of The Crown. I love her in The Crown. Saw her on the West End when she was playing on Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. So I know like this woman can act, but everything from like the way they styled her, like they like, I don't know what they were doing with her hair. That wasn't classic 60s. The makeup just made her look stone-faced the most of the time. There was like no expression there. And just the way they interacted with each other, it just did not scream family for me. And that's like the core point of this movie.
Marie, what is mewing? Because when I asked your opinion on this in the group chat straight after seeing it, you said, well, Vanessa Kirby just spent the film mewing. And I was like a cat? What? Please explain for the group.
So this actually went kind of viral when the first trailer came out. And I was just like, oh, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that was just like a bad shot that they decided to keep in there. But like, it's basically like when you like set your jaw. It's what all the kids are doing in their Instagram videos. Don't ask me in their Instagram photos. Don't ask me to recreate it. I don't think it's like when you like set your jaw in a certain way, and so you have more like prominent jawline and stuff like that. Like exactly like similar. Like you're meant to like stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and that will give you like a prominent jawline. But like that's like she was kind of doing that between Blue Steel. It's just I don't know.
Jose's was more blue aluminium there. Blue copper.
So I have a different issue to Marie's. I didn't think the family dynamic was the bad thing. For me, what didn't work was Johnny and the Thing having a joke, and then Reed and then having like a serious moment, and then it would
Yeah,
flip back and forth between that quite a lot. There'd be like the joke, and then there'd be serious, and then there'd be joke, and then there was never like a joke really between
all
or
of them.
serious. Yeah, there
Yeah,
wasn't like
like
a
that's what I
there was
meant. Like
nothing like
there was
as a
never really
combined.
reaction like
Yeah, there
towards
was no
each
like
other.
combined thing happening between all four of them,
Do you
and
think
there
that was just down to them trying to cut bits out of the film to make it shorter?
No, I think like sometimes like obviously you have like in a friendship group and in a family group you have like literal the mom and dad, the more realistic people, and then the people that like mess about. But still, I don't think it worked. Like I think that's what they were going for. Like them two are the serious ones, like the like straight laced people of the Grimm bunch, and they're the two that are just messing about. But it just did not work. Like especially I think it's like the fact that they're all adults. Maybe that's why it just did not
yeah,
fall flat. It fell flat for me.
the weight of situations
Exactly.
was ruined by the joke in some certain like don't get me I like a light-hearted moment, but the weight of the situations were ruined by a joke, and then the or then the seriousness ruined the joke, and that happened too frequently. I also disagree a little bit on Vanessa Kirby being. I liked her. I agree with that. But my issue with the character wasn't from the first scene where she finds out she's pregnant to the very last scene in the film. Her entire identity is mum.
Mm-hmm.
Her entire
Mm.
identity throughout the film is mum, and for a lot of mothers, that's a struggle, is like identity as like, and identifying like who you are is a struggle. Like are you forever mum, or are you, are you Sue, and where does that end? But throughout the entire film she was mum.
Mm.
She was
Yeah, I'll
never
agree with
Sue.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I sort of that irked me a little bit.
She was never her. Yeah, did she actually do anything where she was like really clever and solved
What
anything?
she wanted to do, like there was nothing
Yeah.
really in the film where she was never mum.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I agree with you on that. That
It's a good
uh,
observation.
So perhaps like we know Reed's a good guy. We know he's like Mr. Fantastic. But perhaps don't tell the whole world the terms Galactus offered you to spare your planet. As Marie said in the group chat, I would have totally
Give
given
up
up
the
that baby.
baby.
the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. We know this. This
Yeah.
is like
I'm sure there's many more people who'd be like, "Yeah, give up the baby.
I
Like
mean
you
to
can have
save an
more."
entire planet. I mean, to be honest, it's a no-brainer for me.
Mm.
My next thing did literally just say, "Why do you hate babies so much?"
I don't hate. I just yeah, they're not my thing. Except for the kids of my friends, David. Don't worry.
They was
Evelyn
getting really worried
passes.
then.
For me,
Yeah.
it's like the rule is if I love the person, I will love their child. But I'm never like someone who sees a baby on the street and goes, "Oh, look at the baby." No, just like it's
Like, ew, baby.
yeah.
I
I mean,
I thought it was really cool the bit where she makes her stomach invisible, and you can
oh
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
baby,
that was a
because
cool
that's
shot.
like honestly that whole thing is mind-blowing to me. How women are able to like create humans in general is like beyond crazy. But like that, whenever I think of a baby in the womb, I always think of them in like some sort of developmental stage, like right up until the day they're born. Pretty much. I like, even though I know that's not the fact, I still just
Yeah.
think it's weird that there's just like a perfectly formed baby just chilling in there, and that she managed, and you saw it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm.
I think David, you probably had this like when the baby kicks and you can actually feel the foot. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Or
mental.
see the
yeah, for
foot.
you it's
Like,
like mental. For me, that's the cat gif again for me. When my cousin was pregnant, my dad saw my face and he was like, "Well, it's safe to say you're not having children anytime soon."
I just wanted to think back to Vanessa Kirby and her role. And it's almost wondering in a curious way, do you think her take was just maybe too modern, especially like you were saying with her hair and her look and her personality, compared to what should have been more in terms of like in the 1950s aesthetic? Or is it just in general you didn't like kind of how she fit in?
hair and costuming, that's down to the hairstylist more than the actor. But I don't think it's like when sometimes like when you see a period piece, like for example, Bridgerton, and you see like an actor, you're like, that does not look like someone who's from the 1800s. Like he looks like someone who would just walk
Hmm.
down the street right now. And I think that was that for me. It's just everything around her just didn't work. Yeah, and as like David pointed out like she didn't have much of a personality other than like being a mom. So
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's the choice,
that's
though. I think that is the choice I went because obviously with her saving the day via the power of motherhood, which
mhm.
but like David, it's like that was a good point. It's like you're not just a mother, you're more than one thing. Like it's like yes, it's a story set in a pseudo 1960s, but it's not that. It's told from a modern lens. So
Yeah.
I think we've beaten up Vanessa Kirby enough here. And babies. Let's
I was
move
gonna say,
on
she's
to
fabulous as Margaret in The Crown. I don't.
and of course as the White Widow in the Mission Impossible films as well.
Oh, she was great in that.
Now, moving on, this is a slight bad for me. I wanted more Galactus backstory. Like, we don't really get much more about him than he's been around for ages. He's very tired of being hungry all the time. And that's basically it.
Yeah, that could be basically be me. Like that's just how I am on a day to day.
Is there much need though for more backstory? What else do you need to know?
No,
Is
not
there
really,
much
I
more
suppose.
to it?
And to be honest, I would like to know why. Like, why is he
Because he says
cursed?
at one point he was like him once before.
Exactly, and he
So how
wants
did he
to
become?
transfer this to the child, and that's kind of the
Yeah.
whole like antagonist of the movie. So, like, what is his motivation? Like,
I kind of read it that the power he has, that he can't die, but it's keeping him from peace, as it were. So like passing what it was almost like a curse to like this ravenous hunger that he had, and to pass it off to Franklin is actually a dickish thing to do, but also that would mean he could finally die, I guess, or
yeah,
rest.
be
That's the way
free.
I understood
Like,
it. Be
yeah,
free,
same.
yeah. With Galactus, before I even knew about the Fantastic Four, I saw the 1984 or 1985, maybe even 86, Transformers the movie, which was just a rip-off of Galactus and the Fantastic Four. Except in this, Galactus is called Unicron, and he's a giant planet-eating transformer who, like this, turns into a giant dude and then also into like a planet. Well, in this, he's in a ship, isn't he? A ship planet, which was kind of
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
So it was funny seeing that realized live action on the big screen done properly. Because again, as a fan of that Transformers one, all we ever wanted with Transformers was just that movie done in live action. And this is kind of weird, even though that was like the main. This is the main influence for the Transformers one. Getting to see the actual original idea done properly, I was like, it just looks so fucking awesome. I loved it, and his voice. Like I heard it. I listened to an interview of Ralph Ineson, who plays him, and his voice is pretty much like that normally. Like he did an
Yeah.
interview for Empire, and it was so deep and booming, and I was just like, this. If I saw this in IMAX, I was like, this would literally like be rattling around my brain for a week. But I just thought he nailed it. And it's funny seeing the pictures of him behind the scenes in like just a regular purple helmet. Did you see that? There's a picture of him and his daughter, and his daughter made him one when he got cast, which is
Oh,
kind of a nice.
nice.
And
Aw.
she's wearing that one, and then he's there in his like regular get up next to him. So yeah, Galactus. I wanted a little bit more on him. I think one thing you mentioned, Jose, Ben Grimm is a little bit underserved as well, and look, I think David mentioned this early on. His scenes with Natasha Lyonne's character, who again couldn't tell you what a character name is because she wasn't in it enough. I don't get why she was there. Like I guess it gave him something to do, but it didn't go anywhere. So unless I'm assuming they're planning on bringing her back for more because why cast Natasha Lyonne otherwise?
You
Who's
could
like
cut those scenes
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it
altogether
had
and
no
like
impact
yeah.
whatsoever.
And I'm not saying this is an integral, but I feel like Ben Grimm, you guys didn't know he was a Jewish character, and I think that could have been represented a little bit more. Maybe not just him going to the church, but also maybe showing that he was
I believe the
maybe a
correct term
member
is synagogue, Jose.
synagogue. You are correct. For people who don't know, that would have been a nice addition to his character arc. You know, just saying, hey, he has a religion and he likes to attend
So
synagogue.
is that featured a bit in the comics?
I
Then his
think
religion is.
I'll be honest. I don't know much about Fantastic Four, but I know when the casting was announced, people wanted a actor who was Jewish, and that because they thought it was important to the character. And so I know that it's something that it's probably bigger in the comics than we realize.
Well, I mean, yeah, because in the comics you can explore every facet of a character's
Hmm.
backstory over
Hmm.
multiple timelines and issues.
Yeah.
One thing you mentioned, David, as a bad Reed and his inventions. Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever the plot needed it, it was, oh, here's this thing I made earlier. He has one robot that we see. How is he making everything so quickly?
And he's not even using his superpowers while he's making stuff, which
We-
kind of bothered me as well.
Oh, we need new spacesuits. Oh, I just happened to make these last night. We need a super sturdy baby carrier. Here's one I made earlier. It happens so often. Whenever the plot needed it,
It's
he
like
just made
bomb-proof,
something.
fireproof, waterproof.
And moving on to one of my big ones, probably the biggest one, is the lack of Doom. And I don't mean Marie and David's opinions on this film. I mean that Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom, who we all know who's playing him, and how's that going to work? And is he going to be a variant? Is he going to be Tony's? Are the other Avengers and people in our reality going to go, hey, that's Tony Stark? We don't know any of this yet. And we're not going to know it until the actual film now. And there's no more films between that and this, I believe, that are going to be tying it all together. So I was kind of like, I think we needed a little bit more. Because at the start of the film, when they're having like the conference thing, that's one thing Vanessa Kirby's character does, David. She is important in politics and talks around the world and stuff.
She is.
She's a politician.
I mean, that was really forgettable.
Yeah.
I just remembered it now, which is you can probably tell.
There we
But
go.
yeah, and they have that bit where the camera's panning across and you see the empty seat at Latveria, which of course, as we all know, is Doctor Doom's home country. And then that's it. We don't see him again until post-credit scene for like 2 seconds.
I disagree. This is not a Doctor Doom movie. This is
No.
a movie with Doctor Doom as a side character and
He's not even
cameo.
a side character, dude. He's a
No.
As
cameo.
a post-credit scene cameo, but like we don't need to see any Doctor Doom, honestly.
No,
Well,
but
I
I
know,
think
I
we
get
do.
Neil's point since because if you think about with Thanos, he was like teased throughout the entirety of Phase 1, and he was like even they didn't really have a clear plan even then because like some of the post-credit scenes don't line up anymore. But still, like he was teased as this big threat. So when he suddenly popped up in Infinity War, like you didn't need any backstory, you didn't need anything. He was just boom there. And now if we have it with Doom, where he suddenly literally just pops up, we're just like, well, we just saw the back of him, like half second. Was it even Doom? It could have just been a cosplayer. Like it's nothing. I mean,
Comic-Con gone wild.
exactly. I mean, like that was like the confusing part of me because they make this whole deal about it being Robert Downey Jr., but then they did not show his face. So like there is something else there.
Well, it all depends on the origin of Doom. Now, again, I'm not that up on the comics of the Fantastic Four, but I believe there are lots of different origin stories. And I believe the one that most of us know is that he was a pilot and friend of the Fantastic Four when he went up, and then they got superpowers. He just got disfigured. So he's kind of like, that's why he was like quite annoyed about it.
But then that's even more reason to show his face.
Well, and
Like-
mention it earlier in the film, like, or have a few bits where, like, oh, you know, the fifth astronaut on the trip, Victor Von Doom, was horribly injured in the thing, and you could have Reed feeling bad about that as well.
There's-
But again, he's not mentioned.
No,
There's a lot
and
of-
he didn't go up because they only showed the 4 of them.
Oh yeah, then
There's a lot of people online saying that the whole Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom thing's like misdirection, and there's going to be a different cast, someone else cast.
I mean, it was
as
like the
Dr.
same
Doom.
thing with John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic in the Multiverse of Madness, where
Yeah.
like that was like because it was just like everyone wanted him for to play Mr. Fantastic, so they just decided to indulge the fans for that.
And then he got
scene.
cheese grated.
Yeah.
I
But
still love
yeah,
that scene.
It's
Love it.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I can do
Avengers
this all
Doomsday
day.
Worries me. Like, yeah.
Well, so this is my thought on it now. I was trying to think about this, and it clearly means that Doomsday has to be like Infinity War, where it's going to be the villain origin story.
Mhm.
It has to be.
Infinity
so
War
that-
isn't the villain's origin story. That's why Infinity War was brilliant. Like,
yeah. But that's what I mean. That's where we learn Thanos' reasoning. And there's so many fans who are like, you know what? Thanos was right. And then on Thanos' side for the film, Marie's clearly one of them, judging by her look on her face. Also, you know, Thanos was just being sustainable. So
exactly. Yeah, I get his reason.
he didn't like waste.
Hey, look at the
You guys
purple
are
hair, by the
lucky that
way.
the Infinity Stones aren't a thing in here because if I got my hands on them, whoa.
Oh man.
This brings us on to the end scene from the Thunderbolts, where we saw the Fantastic Four ship entering our planet's atmosphere, our Earth's atmosphere. And I'm just like, well, because throughout the film, when they were doing that black hole thing, I was like, are they going to end up in our Earth at this point? Where does the film go with that? I was
Yeah,
really
that's
hoping
what I
that was going to
thought.
happen.
because the technology was experimental. I thought like the black hole thing was gonna like fail, and instead of shunting them to the edge of the universe, they're gonna shunt them into a parallel universe,
Which would be ours.
similar to the one that we know. What's our Earth called? I always forget.
616. 616.
Like similar to with Captain
I'm not going to come for you,
Marvel.
Jose. The nerds are going to come for you.
You're right.
Similar,
Marie, sorry.
similar to the ending of the Marvels. So like where like
Please remind us.
I
Oh,
watched
yes.
it, I know.
yeah.
No, I'd forgotten. Then I remembered.
Wait, I
With
forgot the
Monica
character.
Rambeau.
Exactly, where Monica Rambeau ends up
And
like
Beast.
when there's a rift, and Monica Rambeau clearly ends up in the X-Men world that we know.
The Fox X-Men world, poor woman.
I like them with some exceptions.
That's
of
coming back
exceptions.
though, isn't it? Because that was in the cast list on on Doomsday.
Yeah, Rebecca
Yeah.
Romaine.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Who mentioned the script's not been finished?
That's another thing that worries me.
Maybe her script isn't finished. They only gave her parts. Sometimes they do that.
I don't know. I've heard from like other sources that apparently the script is not finished as they're filming it. Like,
Ooh, that's not
yeah, because like
It's
with
not good.
Infinity War, they were given all fake scripts.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case in this one. I might be wrong.
But getting back to the point of the post-credit scene not actually happening
On
from
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So my only thought is, because we were like, oh, that, you know. So this is what I would have liked to have happened at the end of the film, and I guess it's way too dark for what they wanted. But I wanted Galactus to eat their world and for everyone to die, except for the Fantastic Four and Space Baby, and they're on the ship, and then Reed's like, oh no, blah blah blah, and then Johnny and Ben get them out of there, and they go back through a black hole while being chased by the Silver Surfer and end up in our Earth. That's what I wanted. I wanted total destruction, because then you have a super depressed Reed Richards for the Doomsday.
I'd have preferred
that's
that
you.
film. I'm
Yeah,
on for
same.
that,
I would
yeah.
have preferred that film. That would have made it way more interesting. Or them succeeding and shunting their planet into the parallel universe. That would have been.
That could have worked as well.
Like that would have like they won, but they didn't.
I think if the planet had been eaten, though, that would have been such an Infinity War level moment to introduce the
Yeah.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Four. People would have been like,
Fuck.
shit. Yeah. I would have loved them to have the balls to do that, man. So the current theory on what's happening is, because obviously we have the one post-credit scene, which is set how many months later? No, years later, isn't it? It's 3 or 4 years later.
4
now.
years
4
later.
years.
4 years later.
What is
Has to
four?
be 4.
4.
Lots of 4s. Just like James Gunn and his freeze.
Which apparently he didn't plan. Like someone asked him about it.
So we then see Sue walk in, and there's a guy in a cape talking to
With a
Franklin
mask in his hand.
with a mask. Well, his mask's on his face. Is it?
No,
No,
he's
no,
holding
you
the
didn't see
mask.
it. He's
Oh,
holding the mask.
okay.
The baby's touching his face.
Yeah.
Ah.
You didn't notice that. Oh,
So the theory on that
It's
then
Neil.
is
He
that
doesn't
he
notice
is.
anything.
like the ending of movies.
Surprised he remembered that ending at all. Like,
Hey, who remembered that Sue Storm had a job?
you did. I forgot that. I mean, it did
You all
shit
did.
all over my point. That
No.
Getting back to it, Doctor Doom. So the theory is the reason he's got Franklin touching his face is because he's trying to get Franklin to cure him of his horrible marks and burns
Disfigurement.
that we don't know anything about, because he's not been mentioned in the film at all and has no backstory in it at all.
is that what
So-
you got from that? Or was
That's
that a
what
joke?
other people. No, that's what other people online got from it.
Oh, I
Because
thought it was just
Doom's-
like, oh,
But
thanks.
that wait, yeah, like babies
because
like to
Doctor
touch
Doom's
things.
disfigured, perhaps. Well, look,
I mean, he was 4 at this point. I
Cosmic
think.
Space Baby brought his mum back to life when he was like a couple of months old. So now he's 4. He can probably heal a guy's messed up face. That's what the theory was. But then the next theory is it doesn't work, or he kidnaps him in the Fantastic Four ship and goes to our reality. And then it's like a heist rescue thing.
So you're saying Doctor Doom's entire motivation is just plastic surgery?
Hey, they did
That's a
have.
thing. It's a thing in his like. There's
He's
a
very super vain. And look who played him in the original.
Mm-hmm.
It was Julian McMahon, who sadly just passed away a couple of weeks ago, the Aussie actor. And he was best known for playing a plastic surgeon on Nip Tuck years ago.
In some versions, he only has a small scar, and he thinks of himself as being disfigured. So, there's various ways that Doctor Doom can be portrayed with his face. Because other versions have him where the mask burned itself onto his face and his skin's completely disfigured.
My final bad, and this isn't really connected to the film as such, but I had to watch the Avatar 3 trailer beforehand. And I'm just not prepared for all the bullshit discourse surrounding it again.
I thought it
I'm
was
just
good.
not.
It was
I liked
fine.
it.
To be honest,
still
I thought
haven't seen the
that's
second one.
what
I
a
liked
trailer
some of it.
should be.
In fact, I got goosebumps during that trailer. There was one
Was
bit
it
that gave me
because he had to use the
goosebumps.
bathroom? It's like,
I got
ooh,
bored
holding it
during
in.
that trailer.
oh.
It was a trailer, and I was like,
I got bored during this film. We ain't talking about that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, the bad. They gotta let the bad.
"Oh yeah, go ahead."
Yeah, I just got bored during the film.
Yeah, I agree with David.
I didn't think the pacing of it, even, and it was short. This was a short film. Actually, you know what? The pacing was fine. I just got bored about where it was going.
Yeah, same.
I didn't care about the trip into space. I didn't like, even though you got to see Galactus. Even then, I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just got bored.
You're dead
during it.
inside, both of you.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like it had stakes for me. Yeah, I'm the same. It did drag along a
Mhm.
bit. I completely agree.
Really wanted
I
to
mean,
make a vegetarian joke then.
I feel like seeing the other planet being torn to shreds and then returning to your own planet is stakes. You know, I would have understand if we just saw rubble in the space, you know, kind of like Alderaan, but we actually saw the planet go.
Too soon, Jose. Too soon.
But yeah, like there were stakes. I just think it got lost in the pacing because yeah, when they got back, they had plenty of time,
Sirloin, ribeye,
a lot of
tomahawk.
distractions.
If we compare it to the most recent superhero film that's come out recently, so Superman. With Superman, with almost every scene, I was just like, "Oh, this is a cool scene," or what, like or what something was happening in every scene, or you were like really interested and engaged in what's happening. But with this, I didn't have that same feeling. I didn't care about like additional moments that are happening with these characters. I didn't care about where even the story was going to an extent.
Because it's like it had like okay, say what you want about the early 2000 ones, but they're fucking fun. They're fun. Those are fun movies. Exactly, they're fun. And this one, it's like it couldn't decide if it was just going to be like an action movie, it was going to be a comedy. They just kind of like decided they're going to like play it safe in both angles and nothing like it wasn't overly funny, it wasn't overly well paced. It just was just a thing. Like
it was about family.
But as you heard, the family dynamic did not work for us either. So
even
they needed to give time to the world to build those transporter things. So that's what slowed it down. That's the problem.
No, I think it slowed way down before that. Like I think that's when it picked up for me. Because like in Portugal, like we've got intermission, and for me it picked up after the intermission.
I swear the Galactus's size varies as well.
Yeah.
Well, what he's doing on screen.
He can.
That could have done with a bit more explanation because I was just like, when we get to the end, I was like, why wouldn't you just stay really massive, and so that you're not
just
actually having to fight?
Step.
Yeah.
But he did say he would destroy the world slowly, so maybe that's why. Like, but that's the thing. It's just like the physics around it just like didn't work, and if you don't understand the stakes of the situation, it just doesn't deliver on them because like if you don't know the weakness or the strength of something, like anything goes.
I mean, it's a power cosmic.
In having everyone go into Mole Man's lair, whatever the fuck that was called, I can't remember.
His land.
Subterranea.
It does take away the oh no, this human that we don't care about's just died, or oh no, there's this baby that's other baby children that are playing in the park. I don't know.
Randos in peril.
So you wanted randos in danger.
I think he wanted like
there wasn't so much as like screaming whilst he's walking, having his leisurely walk down the park, like
just a casual stroll.
There was
enjoying
nothing.
View.
It was literally he turned up. He's a big ass shadow. He enjoys the tourist attraction, and then he just walks off. You know, he has a look at the tourist attraction.
So you want some more danger, and that's part of the excitement is seeing people being put in danger and the heroes saving them.
Well, even if they're like just like CGI background people,
but they were smart heroes who evacuated people before Galactus arrived.
Yeah,
but I think this is probably why it makes sense.
What does Marie say about randos in peril?
No, I get it.
But it's like what I said about Jurassic Park. You need people to adequately react to the threat to make it believable.
And more people to be eaten in Jurassic Park films.
That's why Thunderbolts actually had a really good ending because they're saving people. They're running around. They were scared.
Yeah, like the Thunderbolts, like the second like that little girl died, even though disappeared. Exactly, you kind of went.
That was like whoa.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that didn't have it happen here.
Yeah,
so you sounded totally like Bill and Ted then.
Whoa.
And then I was like, dude, whoa.
Yeah.
I just got one final bad because like this was because the only thing I liked about the aesthetic, but they didn't do anything with the aesthetic. It was just window dressing. It was like and no explanation why they were like stuck in this futuristic 60s world. Like what does that actually mean, or like what happened in their technology that they're
I
in
mean,
this
my
way?
technology here, I've got Sue Storm's water bottle.
But so that's where I said this was more style over substance. They had this really interesting world, but they did nothing with it. Like if they took that away, this could have been just like a by the numbers superhero movie.
Yeah. I mean, I did like that they incorporated more retro futuristic buildings in the wide shots of the city. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but again, like why? Why is it retro futuristic? Like just
Different.
needed like just because is lazy
You want them
writing.
to be in the buildings? You want them?
She wants
No.
to see blueprints, Jose,
What?
floor
What?
plans.
No, she
buildings,
wants to
it's
see them
like-
used. They want to incorporate them in the story more.
No, it's like I can't believe I'm referencing Family Guy here, but there's a Family Guy episode where Brian and Stewie jump between multiple dimensions, and they're in a very overly advanced dimension. And Stewie says, "Oh, technology is so advanced here because Christianity never happened, and that's why technology progressed faster." That is just like a fast off the cuff reference, but why is a world like that?
So
That is something
you wanted
like that.
Fantastic Four to attack religion.
Not attack religion, but like
No, but
this invention never happened, so that's why it's futuristic or something like that.
Like in
like-
Lockwood & Co. When because
Exactly.
of ghosts.
Because of ghosts, they're stuck in that time period. Exactly, because the technology progressed to fighting ghosts, so it didn't progress to ours. Or like you get in some like Zeppelins are very popular in like in futuristic stories because Hindenburg never happened. Like small little things like that to
steampunk.
And Led
build
Zeppelins.
a world, and that's what was missing for
Like
me.
in Yesterday when the Beatles never existed.
I
Things
I
never
never
happen.
film to me,
understood that.
Jose.
That was
And the cigarettes
dumb.
never were a
I
thing.
So
liked
dumb.
Which is
Yesterday.
kind of weird.
It was.
I
It's
really
nice,
liked
but that's
Yesterday.
a very big suspension of disbelief.
It's like, hey, yeah, the Beatles never existed, so cigarettes and Coca-Cola never existed.
What the fuck
But still a reasoning. Like this is what I needed.
is what I want to
like,
move on to now.
What the fuck?
Because we all have different what the fuck, so it's also going to take a little while, but hopefully a little bit quicker. So my what the fuck is, as much as I love this film, the story is Ghostbusters 2. Now, for those of you not familiar with Ghostbusters 2, the villain is
I'm going to spoil
Vigo-
it for you here.
It's a film from 1989. The period has passed. Vigo the Carpathian is a evil dude who's stuck in a painting at the university. And then he starts slowly coming out of the painting as they're working on it, and he starts possessing people. And he wants to claim Dana Barrett, Bill Murray's girlfriend's child, Oscar, to be his new vessel, to free him to come into this world.
So does she turn invisible?
Jose, wait your turn, or I'm going to turn you invisible. On a mountain of skulls in a castle of pain, I sat on a throne of blood. What was will be. What is will be no more. Now is the season of evil, is what Vigo says. Vigo needs his child to be his vessel, so does Galactus. And even the way in Ghostbusters 2 that they defeat him is exactly the same way they defeat him in the Fantastic Four. In Ghostbusters, they've got their slime shooters and they push him backwards through a portal. Also, they're piloting the Statue of Liberty that's dancing down the street while playing Jackie Wilson music. But hey, that's a different part of it. But
I'm pretty sure that what gets them back in the painting is the happiness that they cheer on with the crowd outside throughout the city.
exactly. It's the good vibes of New Yorkers, Jose. 100% right now. But also, it's the slime cannons they're firing at him on the inside. He doesn't just go, oh, they're singing and fall backwards through the painting, does he? They have to shoot him with the thing still to get him back through. God damn it. Don't Ghostbusters 2 explain to me. I argued about this film in a lecture at uni once, and that
Ooh.
look on the guy's face was just like, oh, okay. No, I was like, that's why Ghostbusters 2 is a perfect representation of space and place in a cinematic city. Bitch. Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just Ghostbusters 2, man. And even the bit with the Silver Surfer, where she's like, are you this planet's protectors? I was like, oh, yeah, that's Zool from Ghostbusters 1, isn't it? When she's like, are you a god? And they're like,
That's the
No.
first Ghostbusters, isn't it?
I know it's a Ghostbusters. I said the first Ghostbusters. It's more Ghostbusters here. Look, they just clearly people
Ghostbusters in
give-
general.
Ghostbusters in general. Oh, dude, if you listen to the cadence and the way she delivers the line, it's like choose the form of the destroyer. Like I am your herald. It's very similar, like in cadence. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. But my what the fuck is this film is Ghostbusters 2. And as soon as enough time has passed, I will literally just put up a post going, really enjoyed Fantastic Four, the first steps, and it's just the end of Ghostbusters 2. And let's see how many people go, oh yeah, we understand what you mean, Neil. You're not talking out your hole, which Jose thinks you are. Jose, why am I talking out my hole? Go.
Because it's just a baby involved and a giant creature, and one of them has cosmic powers, and one of them's just a demon. That's the only connection, I think.
And
that's
there's a portal. It. There's literally a portal.
Well, one's a portal to the other side of ghosts, and one's a
you're
black
so
hole.
lackadaisical in this explanation and like fight back that I know I claim victory. Victory, Jose. To come back from that, give me your what the fuck moment. From
My what the fuck was just really a really entertaining chase sequence. I thought that was really fun how they used black holes and Silver Surfer, even though her powers and speed apparently are in question. But I thought it was really fun, and it was just like visually a really. I love how they're using the new look for black holes instead of just being this empty mass. They're using this interstellar black hole setup, even though someone hasn't watched Interstellar in this group. So,
don't Nolan shame people, Jose?
No, I'm kidding. I just really enjoyed the fact that they're using the new design for the black holes that is more modern technology to explain the way that it bends light. So, and then they use the gravity to slow down Silver Surfer.
So your what the fuck was a fun what the fuck. It was a yes. This looks awesome. What the fuck?
It's like
a positive one, which
science
is a rarity. Marie.
I mean, for me, I had creepy CGI baby written down, but apparently it was a real baby. So now that's my what the fuck. Like, if it was a real baby, why did it look like that?
That's a bit mean to that poor baby.
But not even look, because like when they were holding it, it didn't really look like they were properly holding it. And I understand that like we're making a lot of progress in movies these days, and we want to keep kids more safe. That is perfectly fine. But you can get like weighted dolls, but then apparently they were filming with a real baby, so I'm just confused.
Maybe they just over CGI'd a bit of the baby.
Yeah, did we learn nothing from Twilight? Like,
oh man,
CGIing babies is never a good idea.
I learned nothing from Twilight because I've never watched Twilight, any of them.
I was surprised they didn't have like a semi-real Ben Grimm body to be able to just like do close-ups. You would think that maybe they'd try that. Like,
you'd have to have more to do, dude. You'd have to have more to do in the film, wouldn't you?
Like you'd have close-ups of him, so that way you could just have the shot of the real baby in his arm.
Yeah, more practical effects.
Instead of just completely making him CG the whole time.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What did he actually do in the film? He knocked down a building.
Yeah. He's a pilot, dude. He's a pilot. He was piloting them. He's a super pilot.
He cooked.
He cooked too.
Oh my God. He was the chef.
Figuratively and literally.
People say about me forgetting things.
He pulled the ship out of danger with the chain.
This is not a thing about memory. It's more how forgettable this film was. Like,
I feel that's my reasoning most of the time when I get picked up on it.
No, because you forgot things from Severance. Like that, you can't use that excuse.
Severance is absolutely the one you use that excuse because everything's open to interpretation, and it's frankly bonkers in the best possible way.
Oh no, I just don't like when people go after Daddy Pascal.
Oh yeah, why go after him?
Like, I mean, from like what I understand is like people are getting like tired of seeing him everywhere, which like if people don't understand, that's how studios work. Like when they see like and they're like it was like with Natalie Portman when she was suddenly everywhere when she won the Oscar for Black Swan. But because it's the same thing, because like studios are like, okay, that movie is going to be popular, so a lot of people is going to want to see them in that movie again. So we're just going to release that movie around the same time. So yeah, and then also because of Pedro is very politically outspoken, and like people are hating on him for that, which. Don't go
but
after
it's the
my
people
man.
we don't care about.
It's the basement dwellers. It's the basement dwellers, but don't go after Daddy Pascal.
I saw a funny TikTok where it was like, hey, let's watch Materialist, a Pedro Pascal movie, or we can watch Eddington, a Pedro Pascal movie, or we can watch Fantastic Four, a Pedro Pascal movie. I literally
I saw a similar thing where someone's like in the cinema and they just pan between the three different posters.
Yeah,
good
that's
timing.
Just like a coincidence. Like all the movies are coming out.
I really didn't like Materialists though. Really didn't like
Yeah.
it. Although it
Oh,
does
yeah.
give us now the letterbox list of 2 films, which you sent me, and I sent it to you yesterday, the same thing. Films where this is kind of a spoiler for materialists, I suppose, but
Oh, no. Avoid it, please, because I want to watch it
it's not really a
eventually.
mate. Oh.
Sir?
I
Jose,
mean,
do
it
this.
is. I
Sir?
mean, this is like the only like big
I'll take it.
plot. Well, no, the
I mean,
second
I
big-
haven't seen it either, so you're just going to spoil it for the 2 people that
I
haven't
don't
seen
think
the
you
film.
care.
Neil, are you
No,
going to say
I
it?
think
You
I'll
gonna say
probably
it?
I
watch
think
it. I
maybe
like
just-
rom-coms.
Just yeah, I think just reshare it on Twitter.
I like rom-coms.
But I see his Twitter.
Oh yeah, good
I get
point.
all
Yeah.
I get all the notifications, and I got scared because when he said something about Doctor Doom, I'm like, did you give a spoiler away?
Oh, do you know what? There was one spoiler I thought had been given away, and that character wasn't even in the film because they had the red carpet premiere, right? And they kept showing all these pictures of the actress who plays X-23 from
Oh yeah,
Wolverine.
Daphne
And I was
Keane.
like, Daphne Keane. I was like, why are they focusing on her there? Is she going to be in the film? Because why have you got a character? Why have you got an actor from another Marvel film at your premiere on the red carpet?
I mean, they have that sometimes.
Not,
And she's an
yeah, but-
attractive young lady.
That is
so
very specific, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
That's a bit
oh, is she
weird.
going to be? Is she going to be in it? Why?
that would have
And
been
I was kind of-
really out of place, though. A side character from the X-Men.
Oh, yeah. So I was just like, oh, wait. But then she wasn't in it. I was like, oh, okay, good. But not, I'd love to see her come back with those films.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, just no. No. And, David, what do you have for What the Fuck?
My what the fuck, Neil, is that the baby monitor connected perfectly, and all you can see is a blinding light. Because, trust me, she's not
Is it the
there.
Ark of the Covenant you've got in your hands, David? Is my skin going to melt off my face?
Why is that so bright? Trust me, she's not there. This is a stock baby. This isn't my baby.
Oh my goodness.
Reed Richards, he really is the smartest man in the world if you can connect a baby monitor to not disconnect every 2 minutes.
Oh man.
Trust me, it's a genuine life issue at the moment. Oh yeah, the baby, it could wave. No, yeah, was it waving? It could clap.
Clap.
The baby could clap, but then later on you find that it can't hold its head up properly. What the? I mean, I don't know if this is all babies, but Evelyn, she could hold her head up months before she could clap. Months. Like, it's not even close. I feel like the people that wrote that have never had babies.
Wow.
Like, that baby, yeah. Anyway, that was my thing. It still ain't connected. The bright, look. What is...
It's powered by the power cosmic, though, David. That's why it's
Like
so
it's
bright.
shining on you. It looks bright.
My retinas.
There we
you go.
go.
There's the stock
Thank
baby.
But before we get to the end of the podcast, is this film a recommendation? And what are you going to give it out of 5? Marie?
Oh, you're going to me first.
Yeah. I'll start with the lowest ones and move up, hopefully.
Yeah, I think I'm giving this 3 stars. It was very middle of the road for me. I would still say check it out if anything interests you about it, like the aesthetic or something like that.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, yes. I mean, I would watch Thunderbolts instead.
David.
Yeah, no, 3 stars as well. And 100% still recommend it. I think if you like Marvel films or superhero films in general, it's one of the better ones that they've brought out in a while. But still 3 stars though.
Jose.
I'm gonna give it 4.25 stars. 4.5 means it was closer to a more of a perfect film, which I think maybe it wasn't a perfect film. The pacing was a little bit slower. I'm not saying it was a negative thing, but it did slow down for me, admittedly. So 4.25, still entertaining. I would definitely recommend it for most general audiences. Yes.
That sounded like a sandwich advert again, Jose.
I can't help it, man. I'm a peacock. Let me fly.
And I am going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I've rated it the same as Superman because in this world, you can like a DC film and a Marvel film equally as well and want them both to do really well at the box office and enjoy both of them equally, which I did. Right. Well, I believe that is all the time we have on this week's episode of the We Need Heroes podcast. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Marie, David, and Jose. And where can we find you guys on the socials? Marie.
You can find me underneath the handle Life on Mars. That is TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. If you want to be heralded into doom, you can also check out my podcast, Two Girls, One Reasonable Cup, which is all about sustainability and living a low-waste lifestyle in your 20s. And I think that's it.
David, I dread to ask.
You can check out me on Instagram at We Needed Roads, and I also occasionally post on Blue Sky about the random musings that pop into my head, which isn't very often because I posted there once every blue moon. Which is at
Blue Sky.
Long D.
Fun.
Once every Blue Sky, yeah, no. At Long D at Blue Sky.
And babymonitor.com.
Yeah, don't fucking buy a NetView. We are not going to ever be sponsored by NetView. If there's any parents out there that want to buy a NetView baby monitor, don't do it.
And from
Oh, man.
slamming corporations who don't make stuff that works good, in David's words, Jose, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find my personal Instagram at a Spanish Joe. I mostly just post to my stories to let people know I'm alive. I'm a photographer, so you can find.
Do you go missing for long periods of time?
I'm a photographer, so you can also find my photography Instagram page at Jose Lopez Photos. If you want to find my wedding photography, you can find it at my website, jlopezphotos.com.
And you can find me at Needed Roads on Twitter, Neil Gregory78 on Instagram and Threads, and NeilG78 on Blue Sky. And for more We Need Road shenanigans, you can find us on Spotify and also on YouTube, where hopefully you've been watching us here today. And you can find our full library of episodes and a lot of short form content now. Recently, Marie uploaded a video absolutely proclaiming her love for the upcoming season 2 of Has Been Hotel. So go and watch that, give it a like, hit that bell icon and subscribe because, like I say, I'm also going to be bringing to you soon a little mini-series on DVDs and physical media. Basically, think a low-rent version of the Criterion Closet where I'm going to reach into my cupboard and drag out an old DVD. And when I was looking into this the other day, I realised I have been buying DVDs for, have a guess how many years?
How old are you?
Since 1996.
Okay, think when DVDs came into actual production, and don't be dicks.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trick question, and we're not going to end up friends after this if we answer this.
Okay, well, you're answering the
1998.
1984.
Jose, DVDs didn't exist in 84. You utter
98.
knob jockey.
98.
Jose, David, you are exactly on the money. 1998 is indeed the year I bought my first DVD.
I was 2 years old then.
And that film was The Negotiator, starring Samuel L. Jackson. And an
That is a
problematic
weird
actor.
choice.
Well, that wasn't a lot out, Jose. It was 1998. It was like the
No
first
movies
film
were out in 98. Just that one.
on DVD, you utter tool. My God. Right. And so don't forget, leave us a comment on this episode. We apologize for the chaos, but hey, you know what you're getting by now. In fact, ChatGPT said the tone of this podcast is sweary, geeky, chaotic. And I like that. I welcome our robot overlords. Right, I'm off to listen to my Michael Giacchino soundtrack, absolute bangers, while flying in my fantastic car. Make sure to join us next time on your favourite cosmic radiation-powered pop culture podcast. See you
We're
then.
going to do the words, Neil. The We Needed Roads. We're going to do it in unison.
Oh,
Okay, people.
okay.
Ready? We ready?
So
people?
on
Jose, you
three,
ready?
we are going to sing, we're going to explain it, We Needed Roads to the tune of the Fantastic Four. I apologise in advance to music and people's ears everywhere. On three. 1, 2, 3. We needed roads!
We were so out of time.
Honestly, we should just cut
Why
it like
say on
when it
three
happened
and then
when I
pause to wait
froze.
for somebody else to start?
Because I thought I was going to get left hanging again like I did in the intro.
I
knew she was
dropped
gonna not do
internet.
that.
Everyone is.
We needed roads.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Okay, I'm gonna get back up off the desk now. Okay, cut. This is an edit bit. Okay, hang on.
It's just the
Oh,
outside.
he was under the desk.
Yeah.
I thought he was just to the side.
This is an even more traumatic birth scene than the one in the movie.
Oh my god, yeah. I was so shocked
Ugh.
they showed that.
I'm free.